However, this led me from a really normal person to the really conservative class monitor, because I always impose each other to obey what I said. Furthermore, I also got angry easily when I heard anything negative in my class too. And consequently, this created a huge gap between me with my friends. They refused to communicate with me because they were so worried that I could yell in their face as fast as possible when they did something wrong. One day, I asked my very best friend about were there any problems about me in the class. She carefully helped me to analyze all of the perspectives of the problem that I was dealing with. And after listening to her, I really realized my problem. That was communication failure with my classmates. And I thought that I must change again. This change was handled by changing from a really little thing to my attitude. My attitude when I listened to my classmates' opinion, put myself in their position to deeply understand what they really wanted. And after that, I could get the sustainable background, which I could give them several valuable recommendations, which can also help them to strongly do and solve all of their problems at that time. And luckily for me again, they accepted my change, and they also tried their best to support me as previously. And with this change, I can call this season decisive change, which can serve for my long-term success.
Nothing in the world is being pursued and desired more passionately than success. It's the basic outcome of anything. And all of us want to be successful in our own way. To earn a lot of money from a high-position job, to have tons of achievement to put on your resume, or for your relationships to be as beautiful as what Disney always pictures. Those high expectations that we have set for ourselves make us even more afraid of failure and hesitate to step out of our comfort zone. But you are not alone. A lot of people failed around the world, probably more than you thought. According to Business Harvard, 65% of new businesses fail within the first 10 years. And LinkedIn reported that in 2020, there are 75% of employees have the feeling of failure and independency. And World Health Organizations also state that there are around 200 million people around the world suffer from depression because of failing in life. So, such a number in entrepreneurship, in career life, indicates that failing is just a normal part of life that we all have to face. But with failing being so monumental and terrifying, we don't want to talk about it. We don't want to be perceived as vulnerable or for our mistakes to be acknowledged. But I'm here today to tell you that failing or failure does not exist.
In the darkest time of my life, I seek out the people who lift me up. Surrounded myself with those who believe in me and remind me of my worth. So to anyone out there who's struggling, hold on to hope. Because it is the light that guides you through the darkness. It is the love and empathy that we share that make us stronger. Also, bravery means different things to different people. For some, it might be climbing the highest mountain or diving into the depths of the oceans. For others, it might be standing up to injustice or speaking for someone without a voice. So I don't really know what is the definitions of the bravery. But for me, bravery is standing here today in front of you and sharing my story and believing that I can still love and be loved again.
I had the opportunity to speak with a former SpaceX engineer, and I was asking the same question, hey, what you guys working on? What is the latest trend? Is it all about science and etc.? And he told me, gave me a straight face and he said, Raj, it is not always about the calculus, not always about the physics. My work also involves securing funding, securing finance. I also need to deal with government people on legal entities. I also need to look at marketing. I also need to do a PR. See, when he told me this, right, I was really excited for one single reason. I didn't feel I'm that useful. I felt I too have a spot in the space economy with my capability. I can also participate in this gigantic smart industry. So, second thing you want to do is associate yourself with anyone from space economy. Last, is my favorite, is I focus on myself. You see, right, I'm not a rocket scientist. I don't come from a science background. I don't come from an engineering background. My strength is finance and strategy. So I asked myself what I am good in. I'm good in creating strategy. I'm good in assisting capital. I'm good in making a business plan. So I realized if I want to help space economy, I need to do it from my strength, my capacity, and that's exactly what I did. I reached out to startups who basically trying to do some new things in the space economy and asked them, do you know how to raise money? Do you know how to do a presentation for pitch deck? I'll help you to do that. You focus on the smart stuff. And that's how I started figuring out my spot in the space economy.